How's everyone doing?
Not as good as you.
Probably smiling a lot up here. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.
Good, we'll be stuck with you for a few years.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to keep listening to me.
What was it like kind of waiting for it to get done, Joe? Bruce was just telling us he kind of were talking to him and he was telling you to be patient.
No, it was antsy, between me and my wife, we were trying to lock in and kind of wanted to buy a house out here, so trying to figure that out, but just not knowing whether I'm not going to be here for the next, I was going to be here this coming season anyway, but for the longer future. So just the feeling of being able to lock that in and know that I can just continue to keep growing within this organization is just it's a good feeling.
What was it like even just putting pen to paper on, life-changing contract?
It was a great feeling. I had me, my wife, and my son in there. So just getting to kind of sit there and go through that contract with both of them by my side was just a surreal feeling.
When you see happen with you, Grease, Garrett, Sauce before you got traded, it seems like they're trying to keep core pieces together. What does that mean to you as a player when you see the organization doing stuff like that?
I'd say it means, personally means a lot to me, just knowing that, it's the organization, the Johnsons, the Jets organization, the people that were willing to take a chance on me, 3 years ago, and then, being able to do that again. So, I thank them for that, but I think, within the locker room, I think it's a good thing. It shows people that, the people that, we have drafted, that the hard work that we're doing, it'll pay off, and, we can really, lock in the guys that have been drafted here, the core foundational guys to kind of just keep solidifying this team and, pushing, in my opinion, in the right direction.
You go into this season pretty much entrenched at guard. Last couple of years, you've been moving from guard to center. What are you taking away from those kind of experiences, and do you feel more comfortable now that you're only focusing on one?
Yeah, I'd say I'm excited to kind of be locked in at that guard position. Being able to play center for 2 years, and I guess I played a little bit of guard too my rookie year, but it's just kind of, I think it's just made me a more well-rounded offensive lineman altogether. Being able to kind of learn the position, I give credit to centers all the time. That was hard. Playing that, you don't get the grace of, I can walk up and then, just think about what my job is this play. As a center, as soon as the play is over, you're looking to see what personnel they're in, and then, you're locked into the huddle. You got to hear formation, the play. At guard, it's lined up. Okay, I'm going to have a lot more one-on-one reps at guard, but I get to sit here, for 30 seconds, catch my breath, and decide how I'm going to attack this play, what my plan is here. So I think it's made me a more well-rounded guard and center altogether, just being able to get the experience of both positions.
You looking forward to blocking number 99?
Oh yeah, that's a big man. he's gonna make our camp a little bit of hell, but having him on this team, it's gonna make us all, especially inside, it's gonna make us all better.
You've had so many different kinds of quarterbacks here, but from Aaron to Justin and now Gino. How is Gino alike or different from any of those guys?
I'd say just the way Gino carries himself. Justin was a great guy, awesome quarterback, love him. But just the veteran feel that you get with Gino is something that is very very nice to have back. He's the way he can command the offense, the way he can communicate what's going on, and just the way he I guess when he gets the play and then gives it back to us. It's just. It's something I admire about him, and then just the way he carries himself around the building. He's a great dude, and I'm excited for this season with him.
So, Aaron talked about your contract and how it stabilizes the line, obviously. But do you feel like they're trying to stabilize the organization as a whole, like they're trying to bring a different stability here to get this thing moving forward?
Yeah, I think so. I think that especially I guess. The way I'm going to answer that question is with the O-line. I think that's something that can, stabilize the team as a whole by locking in and having that continuity of the O-line. Just the way we as an O-line can grow and learn to play off of each other. I think it's just something that'll solidify the whole offense, and then it's something that in my opinion, I'm biased, but in my opinion, brings together the team.
What have you observed about the way the city has reacted to the Knicks winning the championship?
It's been nuts. It's been nuts. I didn't go into the city. It looked a little scary for my taste, but just to see, the way they're celebrating championships, that just makes me even more want to bring a championship back to New York.
How do you like, you kind of touched on it a little bit, just not having to worry about anything else, but mainly just firing off the ball, and you're obviously a huge guy, and mauling the guy in front of you without all the other moving parts?
Yeah, it's something, that something for me has always been confidence. That's like the first thing is I got to gain confidence in whether it's just the play call and whether that comes from, me watching film or me studying it on paper, just something so that I have that confidence where I can take off. And, the difference between center and guard, center it's mostly all that mental confidence, but at guard, I have the ability to where I can look around, I can see what's going on and have that confidence just to go and take off. And that's something that I have really, really grown to like at the guard position. So, I'm just excited to keep playing guard here.
Does the change to Frank's system, does that affect you much on the line? Is there much difference?
No, I don't think so. I think there's some past concepts that are changed a little bit, but the way Frank came in, and he's been freaking awesome, but the way he came in and he was excited about the way we ran the ball last year. So he was coming in with just not like I'm coming in here to change everything. I'm coming in here just to add some stuff to make it even better, to even take our O-line play to the next step, and we can never be complacent. So we're all excited just to have that extra level of just the extra level of run game that Frank brings.
Did you buy anything good after you signed up?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to buy a house out here soon. So.
So you didn't go to any Knicks playoff games?
No, I did not. I made it to one 2 years ago or something, and that it was when they were playing the Pacers, and I'm a Knicks fan now. Just from one of the experience I had back then, it's awesome, and to see them bringing that championship back to New York, it seems like it's a good feeling.